As someone who's always off to somewhere, I like bringing out stories from my little adventures, and I always say that there are layers to good storytelling, and color plays a big part in that. In this video, I'll be showing you how I use Dehancer on Adobe Premiere Pro to color the stories that I find using two of my cameras, the APS-C Sony a6400, which I'm using right now, and the Action Cam Insta360 X5. I typically shoot on log on both of these cameras, so let's see how Dehancer brings life to some of my favorite clips. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin widely used in editing platforms. It has a long list of film stocks along with film grain, halation, bloom, stuff that creators use to get the film look. So I'll be coloring clips from both of these devices so you can see how flexible Dehancer can be with whatever camera that you have in your pocket. I am not a coloring expert. Whatever I'll be sharing here will be stuff that I've just learned as a video editor through the years and as someone who happens to like oversharing online. First, I'll show you how I use Dehancer on clips from my Sony a6400. Since this is an APS-C 8-bit camera, I only shoot on S-Log2, and I know a lot of users recommend using it on HLG, but I think as long as the scenes that I shoot are well lit, I'm gonna be fine. And usually I just shoot outdoors, so there's like a lot of light getting in there. So let's start. Before Dehancer, the way I used to color my footages is by using an adjustment layer. So, as you can see on my screen here, I already have a sequence that wherein I collected a bunch of favorite clips. I am going to show you how I used to color grade it, so you can compare the difference with Dehancer. I used two adjustment layers, one where the converter LUT goes and another where a cinematic LUT goes. Let's correct the midtones. Okay, and then when I add a LUT on top of it, somewhere from here, then I bring it down to here. You could also go over like the film look there. Then usually what I would do is I want it to be a bit warmer because it's supposed to be a summer look. There. This is how I used to do it. And I will show you how I would do it on Dehancer. So let's go to the other sequence. And then on this adjustment layer, it's an empty one. I will add the Dehancer plugin. Yeah. So for now, this is how it looks like. If you scroll down here, we have to change the input to choose camera. And then from there, you can choose whatever camera you're using. I am using the Sony a6400, so that's what I will have to look for. The film is already automatically enabled. I usually turn off the film grain first, and then this one. Let's try to color correct it first. I am not actually a professional color grader. I usually just experiment and, you know, see where it goes. So I saw one creator that added the print here. So for example, we choose this one. Whites are a bit up, so we have to fix that. Now I will try to add a film LUT onto it. I want it to look as summery as possible. This looks like a bit of an old memory. This is sort of like a faded old photograph. Hector looks a bit normal. Now, let's add my favorite, which is Halation and Bloom. It's a popular feature amongst DaVinci users, and emulating it with Adobe Premiere wasn't exactly giving. So it was really nice to see that Dehancer actually has that feature. So we enable it down here. Then I add bloom as well to give it a softer look. So this is how it looks like. Okay, now we have 3 different looks for this one. Just to like give you an idea of how the LUTs and the color changes the mood of each scene. So this one is the Cinestill 800D. I remember this film stock before. It's one of the more expensive ones. It's more contrasted. Like you can see the trees here have more contrast compared to the other ones. This is more of a sepia-ish tone, like a faded old photograph. I think this is the Konica Centuria. There is also the Kodak Ektar. I think I was able to use a Kodak Ektar before. I will show you a comparison of it with like the old method that I use. Looks a bit green now that I look at it. Personally, I think it gives it a more refreshed look, but honestly, it always still depends on what story you want to tell. Bloom makes scenes a bit brighter though. It's normal to like edit probably the exposure. I can also try editing the midtones on the clip itself. Now let's try it on like other scenes. I want the mood for this one to be like a warm, safe forest, but we can also try to make it like a cold, scary forest. Okay, let's move on to some other clips. So I shot this in Bauco. The fog was going down back then, so it looks a bit moody. I used a lens called the Retro Dispo lens. It automatically gives the scene a dreamy look, so let's see how it would work with Halation and Bloom. Makes it look like the sun is just about to go down. This is actually the view on top of Tenglawan. Halation really does give it a dreamy look. It always finds the highlights on the edges. That's basically it. Now let's move to the Insta360 X5. The next thing we have is the Insta360 X5. This action camera actually has a feature called the iLog, and honestly, coloring 360 videos that are flat has been pretty cool. For the iLog footages from the Insta360 X5, what I would usually do is I add an adjustment layer wherein I put in the iLog converter from Insta360. So this is how the converted Insta360 footage looks like. Then let's add another adjustment layer wherein I will put in my Dehancer. I think I read online that if you have like a separate LUT converter, you use Rec 709 on the Dehancer plugin. Let's turn off the film first. Everything is a bit too green for me. Let's try to fix that. This is the color head. I had it enabled so we can see. This is basically the color wheels version for Dehancer, I believe. Make it warmer, add a bit of magenta to print. I wonder which one looks great. This looks too contrasted. I think we can use this one. Let's just see how we fix the black points from there. I don't want footages to feel like they are too sharp. I think it's not very eye-friendly when they're too sharp and too contrasty. Personal preference. Let's see how it looks like with a film. Okay, this is the Kodak Vision 3 250 ND, warmer. So this is without, this is the converted one, and this is the Dehancer colored one. I think it looks nice. I think Halation is a very niche effect, but honestly, I think the clip can stand alone without it. Let's try another one. So this is Fujicolor C200. There are a lot of highlights here, so I think adding Halation and Bloom would make it pop. Have you heard of that as a creative? I hate hearing that. The raw footage, the LUT converter, and then with Dehancer. What summary? Especially this one. The sunset was already approaching. There was actually a time when I wasn't able to shoot on iLog. I think like I forgot to turn on the iLog setting if Dehancer still manages to pull through. Let's use a different LUT. the action cam footages that I noticed, if you don't apply log on it, they're a bit too sharp or contrasty. Now I will show you how I use Dehancer on freediving footages. So this also was not shot on log. One problem with freediving footages is if you're too far down away from the surface, you don't have a lot of light. So you tend to lose skin tone as you go deeper. So this one is gonna be a bit easy because we have it near the surface. Rec 709 warms for the skin tone. Bit of this, a different lot probably. Bit of contrast, more warmth, so we can see the skin tone. Yes. Let me add halation and bloom because there are like a lot of water reflection here, and halation does add a bit of magic to that. So that's how it looks like. So that's basically it. Personally, I have really enjoyed using Dehancer in the past month. I also actually use it for work. I use it more on like personal projects and personal videos like this. I think it helps editors like me who are still feeling their way around color grading to get the film look faster and easier. If you ever want to try and use Dehancer on desktop or even on mobile, you can use my code JELLYGHOST10 so you can get a 10% discount when you purchase from their website. Happy storytelling!